class 10 students. In excursion topic of life process, we were discussing about mechanism of urine formation. Mechanism of urine formation can, to understand the process, it can broadly be divided in three parts. First part is ultrafiltration, which is already discussed in previous class. Now we have to discuss reabsorption and tubular secretion. Reabsorption and tubular secretion occurs in nephric tubule. It occurs in nephric tubule. Now, what is the need of reabsorption and which facility is present in our nephron to reabsorption and tubular secretion? This reabsorption and tubular secretion, these two processes occurs by peritubular capillary which surround it from all the sides. You can see with red colored peritubular capillaries. Why? What is the need of reabsorption and tubular secretion? Actually, we know very well that amount of filtrate per day is 180 liter per day. But we are expelling out only and only 1 to 1.5 liter of urine per day. Where does rest amount go? Actually, rest amount is reabsorbed by peritubular capillary. What is the need? Why it is absorbed? Actually, this filtrate, which is also called glomerular filtrate, it contains lots of nutrients, electrolytes and water, which is essential for our body. If it is expelled out as such from our body, we can suffer from various diseases due to lack of nutrients, electrolytes and water in our body. That means it must be retained in our body so that reabsorption process occurs. Reabsorption occurs by peritubular capillary. Maximum reabsorption occur in PCT part. That means here this part absorb bicarbonate ion, salt, NaCl, water, nutrients, etc. That means bicarbonate ion, sodium chloride, water, nutrients which are essential for our body. Most of the part, that means 70 to 80% part is, approximately 70% part is reabsorbed in the PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule. After that filtrate passage in loop of Henle. And what happens in loop of Henle? In loop of Henle can broadly be divided in two parts. This one is descending limb and this one is ascending limb. In the descending limb, water absorption occurs. And in the ascending limb, mineral absorption occurs. That means due to absorption of water, urine or filtrate becomes concentrated. But due to absorption of mineral in the ascending loop, it again gets diluted. Now, glomerular filtrate reaches to the distal convoluted tubule. In the distal convoluted tubule, conditional reabsorption occurs. That means if essential nutrients are carried out through the distal convoluted tubule, it can be reabsorbed. That conditional sodium chloride, water, bicarbonate, these things are again absorbed by distal convoluted tubule. Then it reaches to the collecting tubule, and in collecting tubule, water absorption occurs. That means you can see here filtrate, which is 180 liter in amount. After reabsorption process, is most of the part which is essential for our body is absorbed, and rest part is expelled out. All the collecting tubule of each nephron unite and forms ureter, and this ureter carries urine into urinary bladder, and then from the urinary bladder it is expelled out. Now you can understand what is reabsorption. Now look at here, tubular secretion. In the process of reabsorption, in various places, tubular secretion also occur. Which things are secreted here? Which things are secreted here? Actually, hydrogen ion, ammonium ion, and potassium ion. These three things are secreted in different part of nephric tubule from the peritubular capillaries. For which purpose? So that osmolarity, pH and salt balance can be maintained in our body.